Okay, let's keep going on some word problems. So today we're going to be looking at a few more that have some other interesting pieces to it. We're going to see that things are still going to work out kind of the same way. Okay, so let's talk about pies. So Castell and Gabriella were selling pies for a school fundraiser. Customers can buy apple pies and lemon meringue pies. Castell sold 6 apple pies and 4 lemon meringue pies for a total of $80. So I see my first equation, 6x plus 4y equals 80. And I already know what my x and y are. So my x is apples and my y is lemon. So I have apple pie and lemon pie. Then it says Gabriella sold 6 pies and 5 lemon for 94. So I have 6x, 5y, and 94. Okay, so again, we don't have additive inverses, but I do see that I have something that is the same. I see I both have 6x's. So let's multiply that top line by -1. So go ahead and hit pause, finish solving this problem. See if you can figure out the cost of each pie. Okay, let's see how you did. Multiplying by -1. I've got -6x, -4y, and a -80. These are going to go away. So I've got 1y is equal to 14, which means y is 14. Okay, let's substitute in 6x, 4 times 14, and there's my 80. Well, 4 times 14 is 56, so 6x plus 56 equals 80, and subtracting 56 gives me 6x equaling 24. Divide by 6, x is 4. So my solution is 4, 14. 4, 14. So what is the cost of apple pie? Here's my apple pie. So my cost of apple, well, apple is the x. So an apple pie is just $4. The apple pie is just $4. That sounds like a pretty good deal to me. And the lemon pie is going to be the $14. So lemon pie is 14 and apple pie is 4. Okay, let's take a look at this one. So this one is a little bit trickier. It looks like we're talking about test questions. So a test has 20 questions worth 100 points. So I'm talking about numbers of questions and I'm talking about points. So I have 2 different things there. So 2 different totals. The test consists of true and false worth 3 points and multiple choice questions worth 11 points. So I think those 2 are my 2 types of items. So I have true, false, and I have multiple choice. Okay, I have multiple choice. Okay, so I think the first thing that's important to notice here is that I have 3 things that talk about points. Okay, points, points, points. Those have to go together. So that's going to make one equation. So I have 3x plus 11y is going to equal 100. So that's my first equation. Okay, 3x plus 11y equals 100. So the other equation has to deal with the other total, which is the 20. So they didn't give me any other numbers, did they? Like there's no other numbers. So if they give me no other numbers, the equation has to be x plus y. Has to be. It's a multiple choice and true, false. So we have no idea how many. It's x plus y, or 1x plus 1y. Okay, so if I am going to be solving this one, I know that I'm going to have to multiply by a least common multiple to get rid of either x or y. So what do you want to get rid of? Do you want to get rid of x or y? Well, I think the x is smaller, so I think I will multiply to get rid of the x. So if this is a positive 3x, I need a negative 3x. So I need to multiply by a negative 3. So that would give me a negative 3y and a negative 60. And I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that top one again. And we'll start solving from there. Opposites. and that gives me 8y, and I have a 40. So divide by 8, y is 5. Y is 5. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the second equation because that's a really easy equation. If y is 5, x plus 5 equals 20, then x has to be 15. So something plus 5 is 20. It's got to be 15. So my solution is 15 comma 5. Well, how many true false questions did I have? How many multiple choice questions did I have? Well, multiple choice is y. So there were 5 multiple choice questions. And there were 15 true false questions. 15 true false questions. And that gave me a total of 20 questions. So again, if they do not give you all the numbers, they only give you a total on the second equation, it is always going to be x plus y. Okay, let's take a look at this one. So Ming and Carlos are selling cookie dough for a school fundraiser. Customers can buy a package of chocolate chip cookie dough and packages of gingerbread cookie dough. Ming sold 8 packages of chocolate chip and 12 packages of gingerbread for $3.64. So I see my first equation, 8x plus 12y equals $3.64. And I see my two things, chocolate chip and gingerbread. Okay, what's my second equation? Carlos sold 1 chocolate chip and 4 gingerbread. And he sold $93 worth. Okay, so how do we want to solve this? Well, I see there's a 1. So again, I'm going to have to multiply that bottom line to make it the opposite of the 8x. So if that's a positive 8x, I need a negative 8x. So what am I going to multiply by? Yeah, I'm going to multiply by negative 8. So negative 8 times 1 is negative 8. Negative 8 times 4 is negative 32. And 93 times negative 8 is negative 744. Negative 744. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that top equation again. So 8x, a 12y, a 364, and those are gone. 32 minus 12, that's going to give me a negative 20. 744 and 364. That leaves me with a negative 380. If I divide by my negative 20, and watch your signs because negative and negative is a positive, I'm going to get 19. I'm going to get 19. So I have 19 as part of my answer. Okay, let's go ahead and choose the second one. So I'm going to substitute in my 19. So 19 times 4 gives me 76. So 1x plus 76 equals 93. Subtracting my 76, I get 1x equals 17. Now, I do not need to divide by 1. I know that dividing by 1 is not going to change anything. So my solution is 17, comma 19. Okay, so what is the cost of the chocolate chip? Well, that's X. So that's $17. And the gingerbread, that's my Y value, and that is $19. So there are my costs. Okay, last one. Jordan spent $13 to rent 5 movies for the week. Since new releases rent for $3 and regular movies rent for $2, how many regular movies did she rent? Okay, so let's start with, what are we talking about? What are the two things? Well, I see new and I see regular. So I have 2 types of movies, regular movies and new movies. And new comes first, so new is going to be X. And then I see that I have money, 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 and those have to go together. So 3x plus 2y equals 13. That's my first equation. Okay, where's my other total? I see it. It says 5. Are there any other numbers? No, there's no other numbers in here, so I know that it has to be x plus y. X plus y. Okay, so we need to multiply the bottom line. Do you want to get rid of x's or do you want to get rid of y's? It doesn't matter. You can choose. I think let's get rid of y's today. So if this is a positive 2, I need a negative 2. So I'm going to multiply by a negative 2. So negative 2x, a negative 2y, and a negative 10. And rewriting my top equation, these guys are gone. Negative 2x and x, that's a 1x. And negative 10 and 13 is 3. Divide by 1, x equals 3. X equals 3, and remember, you don't have to divide by 1. It's not going to change anything. And I'm going to go ahead and use x plus y equals 5, because if this is 3, what's y? Y is 2, because I can only have a total of 5 movies. So 3, comma 2 is my answer. 3, comma 2. So I got 3 new movies and 2 regular movies to watch. All right, so you are ready to get working on this, and we are wrapping up this chapter here pretty soon. So go ahead and reach out to us if you got any questions, and you got a quiz coming up. So hope you're getting close to ready.